Hello, everybody. Captain Marty Brillo here with your fishing report, inshore, offshore, backcountry, Gulf Stream, wherever. The pond in my front yard. I'm going to tell you everything that's going on the fishing front, and I'll be back to do that in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Captain Jay Cudworth of the Kokomo with Paradise Dolphin Cruises at Safe Harbor Marina in Wanchese. I want to invite you to take a ride out on the Roanoke Sound to see the majestic bottlenose dolphins up close. As a native, I'll be telling you stories from these waters as a boy growing up in Wanchese. Nature and history have combined to make this area unique, and I love sharing this special place with special people. So come on aboard with me and my crew and experience the real beauty of the Outer Banks. For more information, go online to ParadiseDolphinCruises.com. Again, this is Captain Jay. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Locally owned and operated since 1971, Billy's Seafood has been providing the locals and visitors of the Outer Banks with some of the freshest seafood you'll find. Not too far off the beaten path down Collington Road in KDH, Billy's Seafood has become a landmark for those seeking top-notch seafood at affordable prices. Billy's Seafood also has beer, wine, grandma's tuna salad, and other groceries as well. To see more, go online to billyseafoodobx.com. Billy's Seafood, putting fresh seafood on your table for over 50 years.
All right, so we just wound up a busy week of fishing with the Pirates Cove tournaments, and they're all done and over with now, and now the fleet will be heading north tomorrow and Wednesday. First day of fishing will be Thursday for the Virginia Beach Billfish Tournament out of Rudy Inlet, which is a landlocked inlet up there in Virginia Beach. So that a lot of our boats go up there. It's a fun tournament, and we will keep you updated on what's happening there. As far as our fleet offshore goes, the Hatteras fleet was not able to fish today. Kind of a big sea running down that way. I didn't have any offshore or near shore report of any kind out of Hatteras. I did, however, talk to Captain Barry Daniels last night, and the Oregon Inlet offshore fleet got out a small fleet. I know the fin planter caught a blue marlin yesterday, and there was a few mahi, a few blackfin tuna, stuff like that. Not a whole lot to write home about. There's a couple of sailfish in the catches, but the fleet was small. Still catching ribbon fish close to the inlet and some drum in there as well. But that's really all there is to say about the offshore fishing. Surf and pier fishing is just a nice mixed bag of all the species. Almost anywhere you go, you take any pier, and in a given day they catch a croaker, a spot, a pompano, a bluefish, a sand perch, whatever. Then, same way in the surf, but then there's some superlative catches. Every once in a while, they're catching a cobia or a sheephead, a black drum, a puppy drum, or maybe even a speckled trout. But that's the way it is this time of year. There's no overrunning of any particular species, but it's a great time of year to take kids fishing on the pier or on the beach. Remember, you don't need a license if you fish off the pier. And also, make sure you have some good metal lures. Gotcha plugs, according to Gary Oliver, are the plug of choice for Spanish mackerel, because this is the time of year. That's a really delicate fish, really good to eat, especially if you like broiled fish. So there's some Spanish mackerel in those catches as well. So we'll take a little break right here, and I'll come back to tell you about there's been a couple changes in the backcountry fishing. I'll tell you just what they are when I get back in just a moment.
When it comes to general maintenance or major modifications on your diesel vehicle, look no further than Wanchese Off-Road Diesel Performance in Kill Devil Hills. Master mechanic Ryan Walker developed the plan for having his own auto shop over 20 years ago, and today he owns the premium diesel performance powerhouse of the Outer Banks. To have him and his crew take a look under your hood, give him a call today at 252-715-0025 or find them on social media. Wanchese Off-Road Diesel Performance, the diesel performance powerhouse of the Outer Banks.
Okay, in the backcountry, couple changes. And again, I mentioned talking to Barry Daniels, but the speckled trout bite has slowed down considerably in the northern sound. In other words, back of Oregon Inlet, south of Roanoke Island, like that. But it was very good in Hatteras, back of Hatteras Inlet yesterday, and back in the sound behind Ocracoke. So it depends on where you were. We surely can't complain. We've had a great season on speckled trout, and just because it's not Katie bar the door good doesn't mean it's not pretty good for most people like me. Be happy to catch one. Also, the drum bite, right now, what I saw yesterday, I saw a lot of drum in the slot, which is really good where you can keep one to eat. But there are still schools of big drum. A lot of that fishing going on in the evening. Big red drum, that's the North Carolina state fish. So it's drum, speckled trout. There's also the Hattersleigh had some good bluefish in the sound. And then we have a few bottom fish like sheephead on the reefs and around any kind of structure you can find. It's been a good sheephead bite on the Bonner Bridge pier, or whatever you want to call that now, on the south side of Oregon Inlet. But you know, really to do the best that you can do, you need fiddler crabs or sand fleas. But you need a live crab is really the best thing you can put on your hook. And then the other thing is, if you're doing it by boat, I've talked about this a lot, is you need to take a flat shovel, like a snow shovel, with you and knock the barnacles off the pilings. And what that does is just like live chum, pretty much. It'll really get them fired up and get them eating. So there's a couple little things that'll help you with your sheephead fishing. And the last thing I can tell you, it's going to be really fast. The trick is you have to jerk just before they bite. So think about that a little bit. And that's pretty much the long and the short of our fishing report for today. We got a little bit cooler weather coming. It's going to feel really, really good. It's going to get me thinking about hunting season. And one other thing, the shrimping is very good. There's still mostly brown shrimp. The white shrimp are starting to come in a little bit. Both of those are delicious, and don't assume when you go to a grocery store that you're getting our local shrimp. Be sure to ask. Most of our local fish markets specialize in local shrimp, and if you're willing to buy a box of them, like a 50-pound box, you'd be surprised at how cheaply you can buy them. You can head them yourself and then freeze them, and you'll have shrimp all winter long. So find out where your commercial fish houses are. Luke Midget has one over in Stumpy Point. There's others too. Fresh Catch down in Wanchese is another place. But go to your commercial fish houses or your local fish markets. If you don't want to buy a 50-pound box, you can go to any of our local fish markets. Be sure to, again, inquire that they're fresh local shrimp and get rigged up. So that's the long and the short of our fishing report for today. I'll keep you posted if anything changes. Thanks for tuning in. Have a blessed day.